Well, Nigel Farage has once again proved that he's the most influential politician in this country without even being an elected politician. So he is now forced his whole saga with the banking sector, with the NatWest Group, Coutts and Co, which exposed a couple of issues, not just in terms of personal bias against the people like Nigel and many other people as well, but also exposed the flaw in terms of regulations and legislation, especially around a politically exposed person. So Nigel has now forced Jeremy Hunt to do something radical to the banking sector. Radical only from the perspective of the globalist, centralist people like Jeremy Hunt. It's not really radical for us. It's quite common sense, actually, in terms of the approach. Law change will see British politicians treated as lower risk by banks. So the headline is very out of context. So it makes it sound like, whoa, what about corrupt politicians? Not necessarily. This is actually about PEPs. So the politically exposed persons, so it can be anyone, including Nigel, must be treated as inherently lower risk than overseas politicians, according to the new rules, which makes sense, absolutely makes sense. So they were using the politically exposed persons rules to go after anyone who they don't like, whether it's Nigel Farage, whether it's Tommy Robinson, whether it's Tousi, and this needs to be stopped. And the reason they're doing it, the reason Nigel managed to force them to do it is because an election is coming up, ladies and gentlemen, and they don't want to lose Nigel's supporters. We had Bim Afolami, who is the Economic Secretary to the Treasury, saying the government is fully committed to tackling money laundering, of course, terrorist financing and corruption. Yeah, sure. But it will always work to ensure that this is done in a proportionate, risk-based way that avoids undue burdens on law-abiding citizens. All right, okay. So, look at that paragraph. You know, whatever he's saying, right? Apart from the fact of saying, oh yeah, we're very committed to tackling money laundering. Sure, yeah, I believe you. And he said, but our government will always work to ensure that this is done in the right way. You're only doing this because Nigel Farage has exposed the scandal and he's got a big public platform and he's got a big following, so you got scared. If you say always, then you should have done it 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, way before that. This is complete lies, again, by mainstream establishment politicians trying to get us excited about the upcoming election, saying, hey, we've always been on top of it. Yeah, we don't know anything about financing proxy battles or terrorism or corruption. Yeah, there's no corruption. Yeah, absolutely fine. Really? You kidding me with this? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm Tousi, and we are the media.